Hey everyone, what's up? Hope you're all having an amazing day. So, we've just been hit with an absolute tidal wave of insane leaks and information, and I am not exaggerating when I say this is some of the biggest news we've had in a while. We're talking details all the way into version 6.3, people. We've got the full lowdown on COLUMBINA's kit, some massive changes to older characters, new artifact sets that are going to break the game, and even some long-awaited info on VARKA. This is the mother load, so buckle up because we're diving deep. Save up to 25% on the current banners at lootbar.gg, especially for the Nod Cry release. LootBar is offering the all-in-one pack and the 6,480 pack for only $69 compared to $100 in-game. That's a $31 saving. I just entered my UID and selected my server. In less than 5 minutes, the gems appeared in my account. As you can see, I received double the amount for my first purchase, just like with in-game top-ups. And remember, the double bonus for your first purchase has been reset in 6.0. Beyond Genshin, you can also top up in Honkai Star Rail. LootBar has over 100,000 satisfied users and also supports PS5 and Xbox top-ups. New users can get an extra 10% discount, while returning users get 5%. The link is in the description. All right, before we get into the absolutely insane Genshin leaks today, let's talk about a quick giveaway. We're speeding towards 300 subscribers on this channel, and to celebrate, I'm giving away 3 Welkin Moons to 3 lucky winners. All you have to do to enter is subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment down below, tell me which old character you want buffed the most. It's that simple. The winners will be announced when we hit that milestone, so get your entries in. Now, let's get straight into the topic that has the entire community losing its mind. Let's kick this off with some talk about the Hexenzirkle. You know, that mysterious circle of witches we've been hearing about for years. Well, recent leaks are suggesting something absolutely wild. The already released Hexenzirkle members are getting full-blown kit changes. And I'm not just talking about a simple number buff, like increasing a multiplier by 10%. No, we're talking actual reworks to their core gameplay. This includes Mona, Albedo, Klee, and even the Anemo Archon himself, Venti. Now, this makes a ton of sense, especially when you look at someone like Mona. Can you believe we've been putting up with her janky kit for years? Her C1 constellation literally doesn't work with freeze teams, which is one of her most popular comps. Her Omen buff is ridiculously short, lasting only about 5 seconds, and trying to use her with thrilling tales of dragon slayers as a dedicated buffer is a nightmare because of her insane energy recharge requirements. She's a character with so much potential that's been held back by some really awkward design choices. So why now? Well, think about it. We have the Chronicle banners coming up, which are basically curated rerun banners for older characters. If Hoyoverse wants people to actually spend their primo gems, and maybe even swipe for constellations on these older units, they need to make them relevant again in the modern meta. Reworking their kits is a genuinely smart move. It's a win-win. Players get improved versions of their favorite legacy characters, and Hoyoverse can still monetize them effectively. And this gets even more interesting when you consider that future Hexenzirkle members like Alice and Nicole are still on the horizon. They're setting the stage for the whole faction to be a big deal. Okay, back to the leaks. Let's talk about the immediate future, version 6.2. This version is expected to bring us Duran and Venti, and it's all tied into the full Mondstadt Chronicle. This makes perfect sense from a lore perspective, because Duran, that corrupted dragon, originally has his roots in Mondstadt. And given how the leaks suggest Duran is designed to buff older units, this is the absolute perfect time for a Chronicle banner. This might be your best, and possibly last, chance to grab some of those legendary for a while, game-changing constellations for the original cast. We're talking about Mona's C1 finally being fixed and becoming usable, or her powerful C4. Or how about Klee's C2, which is still considered one of the single strongest constellations in the entire game. It's crystal clear that Hoyoverse is pulling out all the stops to make these older units meta-relevant again before we journey even deeper into the Nod Cry region. And for the reruns in the second half of version 6.2, hold on to your hats, because we're expecting Neuvillette and Verisa. Yes, you heard that right. 2 of the most dominant, top-tier DPS units in the game right now, running side by side. Verisa is easily in the top 3 DPS characters, period. If you don't have them or are missing constellations, this is a banner you will not want to skip. We're also getting a brand new 4-star character in 6.2, an Animo user named Jehoda. The word on the street is that she's a support and buffer specifically designed for the new lunar reactions. This immediately makes her a potentially invaluable piece of the new meta puzzle they're building. If you're planning on building teams around these new mechanics, keeping an eye on Jehoda is a must. Now, let's get to the really meaty stuff. The major update, version 6.3. This is where things get completely crazy. Version 6.3 is finally when we get the Fatui Harbinger we've all been waiting for, COLUMBINA. Alongside her, we're also getting a brand new, leaked unit currently known as the White Adeptus or White Horse Adeptus. Okay, back to COLUMBINA. The details on her kit are starting to solidify, and she sounds absolutely incredible. She's expected to be a Hydro sub-DPS and buffer, especially in her early constellations. Her kit will let her deal off-field Hydro damage. Think of a more advanced, potent version of what Xingqiu or Yelan do, while simultaneously buffing your active on-field character. But it doesn't stop there. She's also expected to provide additional buffs, like shredding all elemental resistances, and even giving specific bonuses that amplify the new lunar reactions. Recent leaks are already calling her a best-in-slot support for characters like Flynn's, Nefer, and this is the big one, even VARKA. Yes, the Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius himself. Speaking of VARKA, this is where the White Horse Adeptus comes in. This new character is expected to be an Anemo support, but their main role is to introduce a brand new, game-altering elemental reaction, Lunar Swirl. This is a completely new mechanic that is designed to buff other reactions, specifically Lunar Charge and Lunar Bloom. You heard that right. This single update has the potential to completely turn the current meta on its head, reshaping team synergies and creating a whole new hierarchy of elemental reactions, unlike anything we've seen since the game launched. And of course, with new reactions and new characters, we need new artifact sets. One of the sets rumored for 6.3 is based entirely around this Lunar Swirl mechanic. The leaks suggest it will provide a flat plus 20% bonus to Lunar Swirl damage, and then go even further by amplifying the damage of reactions that are triggered by Lunar Swirl. But here's the kicker. Some sources are saying it will also apply a crowd control effect around the enemy's hit. Imagine that. An artifact set that does so much damage and provides its own CC, potentially removing the need for a dedicated grouper like Venti or Kazuha on your team. If this is true, this could easily become one of the most broken, must-farm support artifact sets ever released. Now, looking a little further ahead, beyond 6.3, it's now being finalized that Sandrone, another Fatui Harbinger, will be the playable Geo DPS we've all been waiting for. She's expected to introduce yet another new reaction, Lunar Crystallize. Finally, giving the Crystallize reaction some real teeth. She's projected to be one of the top DPS units in the entire Nodcry story cycle, which is huge news for Geo fans who have been waiting for a new powerhouse. As for the other witches, Nicole and Alice, we still don't have confirmed info on their kits. But given their background as original members of the 8-witch Hexenzirkle, the leaks suggest that, just like Durin, their kits will not involve any lunar reaction mechanics. This actually makes a lot of sense. Multiple reliable sources have pointed out that things like lunar vape or lunar melt are extremely unlikely to ever be introduced, as they would completely obliterate the game's balance. So the lunar reactions seem to be a new system reserved for newer characters, while the original witches will have powerful, self-contained kits that don't rely on this new mechanic. So yeah, to sum it all up, we are looking at an unbelievably exciting patch cycle ahead of us. From the Mondstadt Chronicle with Durin and Venti giving old characters a new lease on life, to COLUMBINA's massive hydro buffing and sub-DPS kit, to the White Adeptus introducing the game-changing Lunar Swirl reaction, and the long-awaited reworks that might finally make our Day 1 favorites relevant again. The future of Teyvat has never looked more dynamic. But what do you guys think? Are you excited for COLUMBINA? Which old character rework are you looking forward to the most? And how do you feel about the new Lunar Swirl meta? Let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more daily Genshin Impact news and guides. Until next time, take care. Save up to 25% on current banners at lootbar.gg, links in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.